Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to do another page in my Life Crafted album. You can see here I'm going to work on the back of this 3x4 page protector. This was from not my last video, the video before that of my Life Crafted album. I'll link that up here for you if you haven't seen that already. But I left the back of that page protector free and I'm going to use it today. So I'm using a bunch of stuff from the Travelogue kit from Citrus Twist and also a few of the printables. So that's what you've seen me pick out there. I'm going to use a little 3x4 card. I know it's pretty light. My printer was not behaving itself. It says the food and there's a whole bunch of little like options under there like yum and delicious, that sort of thing. So the rest of it's just blank for journaling, and the other page that I'm using is one of the Traveler's Notebook sized papers, just kind of one of their plainer journal cards. It's got a little pink grid on it. I'm just embracing the pink, guys. I love it. So despite the fact that there's no pink in here in these photos, I'm just going to go with it. I really love it. And I really only need a kind of a background paper because I'm going to do my journaling on that sort of journal card. So that's really all I need for this page. It's going to be super simple. I'm using some of these chipboard shapes. That's from that Travelogue kit. I picked two. One is pink, one is grey. Needed this food, so it goes with the theme. And then I took my journal card over to my typewriter and just ran that through and typed out my journaling. Because it's a digital card, if I knew that I was going to use this card beforehand, before I printed it, that is, I could probably have added my journaling digitally, but my preference with digitals is just to kind of print them out randomly, a whole bunch of them, and use them as I would regular normal cards. So that doesn't actually happen that often. So it would have been easier, but this is how it is. So I'm really minimally embellishing that card. I've added a little puffy heart. It's kind of a it looks blue on screen, but it's actually a really light kind of denim pattern on there. And then I stamped a stamp at the bottom, just a sentiment stamp from the 6x8 Travelogue set. It says, "It's all good." And I decided to stamp that in a pink ink because the card, the 3x4 card, is a little bit more kind of peachy colored rather than pink. This is a real cool toned pink on this side. So to bring that cool tone pink over, and kind of tie in the chipboard sticker as well. So I used that cooler toned ink to stamp the sentiment down the bottom. Now I had the stamp set out, and as I was putting my little sentiment away, I realized that there's like a knife, fork, spoon stamp on the stamp set as well. So despite the fact that this page already has a pattern on it, like I said, it's a very light grid, I decided to kind of tone stamp on top of that and create my own unique pattern. So I really am just repeat stamping this stamp. Don't need to do the entire page because that photo is quite large. It's just slightly smaller than 4x6. I don't know the exact size. I just scaled it down to fit on a 4x6 bit of paper. So I'm pretty much just skipping the inside, and I'm going to stamp all the way around the outside. I do need to stamp kind of 2 1.5 sort of stamps on each of the sides, and I realized I would need to end up stamping a second row at the top here, but I mean, you don't save yourself a whole lot of time by not stamping the whole thing. It's just a tiny bit of unnecessary stamping in the middle that I've skipped out. Now I did mask off the bottom of that pattern with just a little bit of post-it tape. This was from a super old Studio Calico kit. I have no idea where to get any more when that runs out, but it is very handy for that sort of thing. You could probably just use scrap paper or a bit of washi tape. I wanted to be really careful with washi tape though, because this is a page that I've printed out myself. I figured it would be pretty easy for the washi tape to kind of rip off the printing that's underneath there. So that's just something to bear in mind. Now I've adhered my photo down and I ended up adding a couple of little photo corners. You can see I've got 2 sets left. They're really, really old Heidi Swap ones, and they're sitting in a little bowl on the side of my desk, which is stuff that desperately has to be used right now. So I decided to add those in, which kind of added this teal I know, shocker, right? But teal into there, that wasn't really part of the plan, and so I'm just embracing it. I'm going to add a couple of teal hearts. I swapped out that denim one and I added it onto my larger photo instead. And I'm also going to swap those 3x4 cards. I have my photo at the top and I decided to add that down the bottom purely so that that little heart that I've added onto the card is going to be not like directly in line with the ones on my larger photo here. So a little bit of swapping just to make things a little bit more balanced. Now I added a yellow chipboard sticker onto my larger photo because there's quite a large sort of spot of yellow in my photo on the 3x4 photo, and so just kind of balancing that out a little bit. And then I took that card and I pulled the photo back off it so that I could run that through my typewriter and add, it's not really journaling, just kind of a little bit of detail. And then I'm going to date stamp it in that same pink ink that I stamped before. Just my date stamp is always used with black basically, so it's grubby as. I am just stamping that a few times with the pink ink on some scrap paper to make sure it's clean before I stamp it. And that's this spread all done. I told you it was going to be quick. This page doesn't even technically have a title, but I love how these different pages are looking in my album, and I'm excited to do some more. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.